Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst for Money and Markets, here with your weekly marijuana market update. Now, today I'm going to answer a viewer email about a popular cannabis stock and take a deeper dive into its potential. But first, I want to remind you that if you do have a question about a cannabis stock or the broader market, you can email me. My email address is feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. We'll flash that right down below here. If we use your question in an upcoming video, you're going to get some very cool and free Money and Markets gear. We've got hats, we've got t-shirts, we've got sweatshirts, we've got all sorts of great stuff. We will hook you up for free if you send a question and we use it in an upcoming video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notified each and every time we post up a new video. And I'd also encourage you to check out the mothership. It is moneyandmarkets.com. On our website, you can search our proprietary stock power rating system. You get the ratings of thousands of stocks out there. You'll see a breakdown of the fundamental and technical ratings that make up an overall stock rating. Just go to moneyandmarkets.com. In the top right-hand corner of the homepage, you'll be able to see a search bar. Just type in, a ticker or a company name, and then you'll be able to pull up its ranking, a stock chart, fundamental data, any analysis we published. You can create your own watch list and track stock performance. You can do all of it at Money and Markets for free. Now, on with today's update. Dan recently emailed me and he asked, hi, I've been watching JUSHF for quite a while, and now that it's around $1.60 per share, do you think we're at the bottom and it presents a solid long-term buying opportunity? Well, thank you for your question, Dan, for asking. My team's going to reach out to you and get you some free Money and Markets gear headed your way, so watch out for that. Now, first, let's talk about the actual company. Jushi Holdings Inc. trades over the counter. The ticker symbol is JUSHF. It's a company based in Boca Raton, Florida, actually right near where I live. It cultivates, processes, and distributes medical and adult use cannabis products in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Ohio, Illinois, California, Nevada, and Massachusetts. It offers hemp-based CBD products under brand names like The Bank, The Lab, Nira Plus Medicinals, Sachet, and Tasteology. Jushi also operates 32 retail locations in those states I just mentioned. Now, during the first quarter of 2022, JUSHF completed its acquisition of the Apothecarium, a Las Vegas-based adult use and medical cannabis dispensary. The company also acquired New Leaf Incorporated in Nevada, which included a 27,000 square foot cultivation plant and a 13,000 square foot processing facility. The company also just launched its flower brands, The Bank and Sachet, in Massachusetts. Now, let's take a look at its stock. When Dan wrote me last week, Jushi was trading at about $1.60 per share, so he was right on the money. But since then, it's fallen to around $1.49 per share. However, on Monday, when the rest of the market was just in free fall, JUSHF actually rose 2% on the day. It's not a market-beating momentum movement, but it is something to consider. The stock is still about 80 cents below its 50-day simple moving average, which is a bit bearish. But if we do see more positive movement from the stock, that could change in short order. Now, if we look at our Cannabis Power Rating system, we can see where JUSHF ranks with other cannabis stocks. Overall, the stock scores a 32, which is bearish. It has a 12 on momentum, as you just saw on the stock chart, but it has a 60 on value. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a bit. The stock chart, like I said, illustrates how far JUSHF has fallen over the last 12 months, which is right around 74%. It did jump 2% on Monday, as I said, when the rest of the market fell, but I think it's too soon to tell if we're looking at an uptrend or a temporary tick up. But now let's focus on value. I compared the price-to ratios, which are earnings, sales, and book value, to industry averages. In this case, Jushi is actually compared to agriculture, as that's the industry the program that I use actually puts it in. But for the record, the program that I use also puts most cannabis growers in the agriculture industry. So when you get ag, I know you're thinking farm. We have to consider that Jushi is a cultivation company, and they do actually grow things. So it does kind of make sense. Right now, JUSHF has a P/E ratio of about 6.43 compared to the industry average of 13.4. So Jushi is about half the average, which is good in terms of value. Its price to sales ratio is about 1.22. The industry average is 4.22, which is another good sign for Jushi's value. However, its price to book value is 1.39, which is slightly higher than the industry average of 1.14. All this suggests that JUSHF or Jushi is a decent value compared to other industry-related stocks. And even though I don't use quality or growth as metrics for cannabis stocks, we can look at that data as well to get kind of an even deeper picture in terms of the company. Now, for the quality of the stock, I look at returns on assets, equity, investments, as well as margins. With returns, Jushi is in positive across all three compared to negative double digits for the industry average. So, for example, return on equity is about 27.2%. The industry average, negative 46%. It signals that Jushi is a good quality stock compared to other similar ones. Jushi has a gross margin of 36.8%. Compared to the industry average of 12.8%, its net margins is 16.6%. Ag industry is negative 198.5%. So in terms of growth, company very solid. In terms of quality, also not too shabby. The company grew its revenue in the first quarter of 2022 by 48.5% compared to the first quarter of 2021. Its adjusted gross profit was up 33.1% on a year-over-year basis. The only real negative from the recent quarterly report for Jushi is a net loss of $14.3 million. Not necessarily uncommon. Most cannabis stocks are swimming around kind of in the red in terms of quarterly losses as it is. So while the revenue was strong compared to the same quarter a year ago, it was down about 6.1% over the fourth quarter of 2021. So it's up from Q1 to Q1, but from Q4 to Q1, it is down slightly. Not necessarily indicative of anything other than we could be seeing a trend of some downward turning in revenue. We'll have to see how the second quarter plays out for Jushi to find out if that's actually going to happen. So to answer Dan's question, I think there's a strong long-term potential for Jushi, but I don't know if it's 2% up at the beginning of the week is a sign of an uptrend or just a temporary move. And that's really the biggest issue I have right now with this stock. With a lot of cannabis stocks, I just don't know if we've actually hit a bottom as stocks were trending down even before this recent broader market sell-off that saw the S&P get into bear market territory. If the broader market downturn does continue, it will present stronger headwinds for cannabis, for the entire market, basically, for the entire cannabis market. Investors right now are really less concerned about sales for companies than they are about the trends of stock price and the question over legalization, which isn't happening anytime soon. So that's going to push stocks in the cannabis market down even further if we see broader market headwinds continue. Jushi is just expanding more into Nevada, which is good, and growing the product offerings in other states, which is also good. I really like the fact that it's going at a pace that's not too fast, but not too slow. I also like the fact that in Nevada, it acquired a cultivation and processing facility along with new retail locations. So it keeps the potential supply chain issues at a minimum for Jushi, which I also like. In all, however, I do want to see a more profound uptrend in the stock because I do firmly believe, as we do here at Money Markets, to buy high and sell higher because you really just don't know when a bottom is, and I don't know where that is right now. Again, temporary up isn't necessarily indicative of an uptrend on the way. I want to see a little bit more of an uptrend coming in the coming week, maybe 2 weeks. If I see that, then I think Jushi may be a good buying opportunity. But until then, I'd wait and see just kind of where the stock goes. That's all for me this week. If you do have a question about a cannabis stock or the broader market, email me, feedback@moneymarkets.com. Email address right down there is feedback@moneymarkets.com. Or you can also comment down below here on our YouTube channel. If you do send us a question and we use it in an upcoming video in any one of our videos that we have, then we're going to send you some free Money and Markets gear. We've got hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all sorts of great stuff. Don't forget about all the great content we have here on YouTube. We've got videos with Adam, Charles, myself. We love to do it. We want to give you the best investment information, especially in these turbulent market times. We want to give it to you for free right here on YouTube. And also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll give you insights into not just the cannabis market, the broader market, sports, all sorts of great stuff. I used to be big into politics, not really so much anymore. It's kind of toxic, so I kind of stay out of that a little bit. But you can follow me on Twitter. I try to follow you back. My Twitter handle is @InvestWithMattC. That's InvestWithMattC on Twitter. Thank you to everyone who watches our videos each and every week. Again, we do it because we want to provide you the best information we possibly can. It's turbulent market times right now. There's a lot of fear, and we want to make sure that we let you know that we're right there with you, hand in hand. We're going to get through it, through the good times and the bad times, and we're going to give you that best information right here on YouTube and on moneyandmarkets.com, where you can find content that provides safe, sound, smart, simple, profitable investment information for your portfolio. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst for Money Markets and your host of the Marijuana Market Update. Until next time, everyone, safe trading.